Hey everybody, welcome. This is the Big Dog's Backyard. I'm the Big Dog, Damon Dury, and I told you I'd be back. I got some ideas tonight that we're going to talk about, and I want you to think about some things here. I was watching the wrestling last night. Well, actually it was Monday, but who cares? But they had the reunion, okay? We had some of the legends, and as I was watching these guys, seeing all the stars that I grew up with, made me think a few things, and I think I figured something out. The reason why I think the ratings have fallen with the WWE lately is because we don't have a set pattern anymore. Whenever I was growing up, you had good guys and you had bad guys. Okay? Granted, it was a simpler time, I guess, but at the same time, you had Hulk Hogan and his crew against Roddy Piper and his crew. Okay? Here's a picture of them. I don't know if it's the need for more drama or what, but we've kind of lost who the good guys and the bad guys are. I mean, you have Roman Reigns. I like Roman Reigns. He's been one of my favorites since he got here. And his thing is, he's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He is the guy. And that's cool. It works for him, and it's done well for him so far. But the thing is, we don't have a set, I don't know what you call it, genre of good guys and bad guys. We have this guy named Drew McIntyre. The man is huge. But he's been in the WWE at least 3 times now. He's come in different characters, and now he's a bad guy. He could do so much more. I don't know why they're not utilizing him to really be a takeoff character, because the man is huge. He's got the physique. He's got the ring presence that he could really do a lot, but they're using him as a bad guy. However, I can't say that's a bad thing, because look at The Miz, local guy here from Ohio, but he was a good guy, a bad guy. Now he's just so popular, he's the one that everybody wants to hate, but it's working for him. I mean, he's gone, I don't know, he's just his career has taken off. And it's strictly, you watch him to get mad at him, in my opinion. It's just the way they are. But, I mean, when I was growing up, you had, like, Batman and Robin against the Joker. You knew who the good guys were, the bad guys were. You had, oh boy, I mean, go way back. You had the Lone Ranger and the Outlaws. It was just that simple. We don't have that now. And because we don't have that, the storylines, I think, are very complicated, and we're getting tired of trying to figure it out. I mean, one week you could be cheering for one guy, the next week you could be cheering for another. There's no continuity. But the funny thing was, whenever I was watching these, okay, we had all these wrestlers, all these legends, and I mean, these people had fought hard against each other throughout the time. Okay, some of them 30 years. Just an offsuit, The Undertaker, okay? The man is huge, okay? Another guy, he's not a good guy or a bad guy, but you know him. But what I thought was really wild was these wrestlers who have fought each other for decades, have liked each other, have not liked each other. Whenever they were all in this ring and all on stage, they all got along. It was nothing about how much you did this or that. They all just got along. Why can't society do that? I mean, we hold grudges beyond words. When it comes to time frames, we don't let them go. Why can't we put on that kind of a show to where, you know what, we do our thing and we're done? Kind of makes me ask the question, are they the movie that we're watching, or are we putting on the movie for them? Just some food for thought. I just wish society would see what it's doing. Now, another thing about these guys, Hulk Hogan, okay, as I said, he was a good guy. I always thought he was a small guy growing up, because with wrestlers, he was always the smallest in the ring. It's funny, because the way it is, wrestlers and basketball players, it seems, have more in common than we thought. Basketball players are anywhere between 6'5" to 7 foot plus. Same thing with wrestlers. These guys are huge. Hulk Hogan, he is 6'6". He was always the smallest guy in the ring, I thought. You had Andre the Giant, of course, everybody knows, 7 foot plus. Undertaker, 6'11". All these guys, they're huge. And we look at him and he's a short guy. He's bigger than me and I'm 6'2". But these guys, I used to look up to as heroes. And I don't think that's what we have anymore. Heroes, especially with kids, but even us, adults, we look to somebody to strive to be like or to be with, you know? And as a hero, it puts you on a pedestal. You have to live up to the expectations, but at the same time, that sense of longing, of belonging, or that sense of, you know, striving for excellence. You watched what you said, you watched what you do, and you wanted to be the best you could be. And we, watching them, wanted to do the same thing. That's not happening anymore. Granted, I'm making life a lot about wrestling, but I told you I love WWE, and you're going to hear a lot about this. But let's get out of the wrestling for a minute now, and I told you that we were going to talk about some news. And not the depressing stuff you guys see, but the funny stuff. So I'm going to bring you a few ideas that I read about, what I think about them, but also this stuff is real. I can't make this stuff up. My imagination is amazing, but I wouldn't even try to get this stuff. All right, first one. A man in Florida, okay, hits a police car that is parked, okay? That should tell us something right there that there's a problem. The man approaches, well, actually, the man gets approached by the police officer after hearing his car getting banged. The man admits he's been drinking. Upon more investigation by the police officer, he hasn't had a driver's license since 1978. Because he had already admitted he's drunk, the officer, because he is driving a motor vehicle, whether it be a lawnmower or not, goes to test him. He refuses a DUI. He then gets tested at the station, gets 2 times the legal drinking limit to even operate a vehicle, let alone a lawnmower. He gets tested as well and is found positive for cocaine. He then decides, you know what, that didn't happen. The police planted that in my system. This is a setup, he's saying. Then he admits he was drunk again. His demeanor goes from laughing and everything to extremely agitated and angry. And after all of this, the funny thing is, all he got booked for was DUI on a lawnmower and refusing to take a breathalyzer test. The man is still in jail as far as my sources tell me, and is on a $3,000 bond for driving a lawnmower. So I've had bad days, but this guy's got me beat. Okay? Now here's the next one. And ladies, this one's for you, okay? When we go on dates, men and women, I don't know how much pressure women feel whenever they're on dates, but guys try to look our best, do our best, be as good as we can be. Well, a woman in Louisiana and her boyfriend went out on a date, and it was going great. After dinner, they went back to his place, which is on the second story apartment. He has a second story apartment. It's got a nice balcony, apparently a nice view. As the evening went on, she decided this was going to become a full service date and wanted him to put bluntly, go down on her. He refused. She said, I want you to. He refused. She pulled out a pistol and said, you will. He said, no, I won't, and took off out of his own place to his porch. She shoots at him. He jumps from his second story balcony down to the ground, takes off. She shoots at him again. He goes to the cops, finds the cops. Believe it or not, the cops shortly arrive back at his place, where she is still there. She is they find 2 bullet casings which corroborate his story, and she is arrested. She is charged with, let me see this here, illegal discharge of a firearm, attempted second-degree murder, and theft of that firearm, resisting arrest and resisting an officer, and tampering with evidence. All of this because either the man's very talented or she was just very in the mood. Ladies, from a guy's standpoint, we can do so much, but I hope for his sake, one, I'm pretty sure he's probably still single. That would freak anybody out. If it were me, he'd probably have metal detectors on the door frame if he was going to bring somebody home from now on. But at the same time, ladies, give us a chance, okay? That is way even beyond my ability to comprehend, and I'd be traumatized with that. I've got a video from a local talent here. We're going to end this show with his stuff, the artist WELLDEVIL.
I took the butcher knife, put it up to her neck. I said, if you want to live to see tomorrow, you better start frying eggs a little bit better than what you'll fry. And I'm tired of eating sloppy eggs.
This is the Big Dog of Big Dog's Backyard. Come back and see what more I got next time.